KRIM.com.
And we want to thank Curtis and Anthony, the Shed Kings, for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far, and hey, it's going to be a little bit cooler out there. Don't even think it's going to get into the 90s today. That is nice, and it looks like all week long, staying in the 80s. So we really enjoy the cooler weather. Well, this morning we are going to be talking about this weekend's upcoming 10th Annual Payson Book Festival. And to join us on the program in studio, we have author Randee Nelson. Good morning, Randee.
Good morning.
And on the phone, we have author Terrilyn Trejo. Good morning, Terrilyn.
Good morning.
And thank you so much, both of you, for coming on the program this morning to talk about being an author, your books, and attending the Payson Book Festival. Again, the Payson Book Festival is this Saturday, July 19th from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Madezel Hotel and Casino. It is free admission, and there will be over 80 Arizona authors represented at the book festival. And it's just a wonderful opportunity for people to come to the book festival, buy books from the authors, talk to the authors, ask them questions about the books, and if you're interested in writing, what a better place to be than the Madezel Hotel and Casino this Saturday among 80 plus Arizona authors. So Randee, hey, you are, we were talking before the program, practically born
Yes.
and raised here in Payson. And what got you into writing? When did you know, hey, I want to write a book?
That's a hard question. I had a teacher in high school who knew I was struggling with the assigned work.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was kind of just if you wanted to, you could write short stories instead of doing the assignments.
Okay.
And I'd grade you on those instead. And so I kind of was like, okay, that's different, maybe I'll try that. Just because I was getting so bored in school.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sat down, I wrote a little short story, and it just kind of grew from there.
Wow, and so that kind of triggered or started or fueled kind of passion for writing. Before that, did you enjoy reading a lot?
Yes.
You did?
Oh, yes.
Oh, oh yes. So now you have written 3 books?
Yes.
Gotcha. And now is this a trilogy or are they different books?
Yeah, it's a trilogy. The last one, In the Ashes, just came out in June, on June 3rd.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a trilogy.
Wow, so that one hasn't been out that long at all. Oh my goodness. How long approximately did it take you to write each book?
So the first one, I started writing it pretty close to the end of high school.
Okay.
And then I didn't publish it until middle of COVID, so about 10 years. Just because all the planning and trying to figure out what I was doing, getting the time to do it. And then I kind of got the second and third one out pretty quick. I mean, it was only a year or two in between each one.
Gotcha. So for that first book, it sounds like there was a pretty big learning curve,
Yeah.
or a lot that you learned during that approximately 10
Yeah.
years. Did you have anyone that you knew that could help with kind of navigating the author waters?
I mean, not really. I've been I try to stay away from social media as much as I can.
Okay.
But I watched a lot of YouTube channels. I mean, there's a lot of information out there on Google. You have to be a little careful with it now. But.
Yeah, no, that is true. And, that's what is great up here in Payson. The Payson Book Festival is put on by the Rim Country chapter of Arizona Professional Writers. And in talking to other authors, they have joined, this organization and really benefited from networking with other authors and just all of the knowledge that other authors possess, and then sharing that as well. Are you a member of the group? Hey, you gotta, I know, I'll be like, hey,
might get on it.
Yeah, there you go, Randee. So Terrilyn, is this going to be your first time at the Payson Book Festival?
Yeah, actually it is. This will be my first time. I'm very excited about it.
Nice. And you are an author of children's books?
Yes, I've written 5 children's books.
5. Nice. And I'm on your website. It's Terrilyn M. Trejo author .square.site. And they look like they're a lot of fun. The 2 main characters, Nacho and Lola.
Yes, they're actually based off of our real dogs.
Oh.
We have for many years of Chihuahuas.
Uh-huh. That's
And, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So one of the things you and your husband, your family enjoy doing is traveling, RV camping. So are some of these tales and travels of Nacho and Lola inspired by your experiences traveling?
That's exactly how I got started. I've always wanted to be a children's book writer. I was a school teacher for 30 years.
Oh.
And I love children's lit, and I use it in my teaching during my lessons, either just before a lesson or after a lesson. Children's lit can be used at all ages, so it was just something I loved. And I collected children's books.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, I would love to write one, so I would jot down ideas over the years. But one time we were up camping, up north actually, up near the Grand Canyon, and we were riding around with our Chihuahuas and our Razor. And I just got to be, I thought, wouldn't it be cute if these dogs told the stories of all these places we go? And I just love Arizona. I'm not originally from here, but I love Arizona, and I thought, how fun to share this with, in an easy way where kids can understand it, and what's better than 2 cute Chihuahuas telling stories of all these great places.
So where are you originally from?
North Dakota.
North Dakota. Okay. And I see one of the books is the traveling tales of Nacho and Lola, the Grand Canyon. So that is, as you said, it became a book. The experiences that they had up at the Grand Canyon.
Right. That was my first book.
Okay.
I got that idea when we were up there, and I just kind of wrote. It's silly. It's fiction, of course. The dogs are not actually going to fly in a helicopter because they won't let you. Trying to take the dogs on the adventures, that people would do. That they take a hike down to Phantom Ranch and they find a phantom. They whitewater raft the Colorado River. Of course, they see the Grand Canyon, which they're in awe of. They roast marshmallows by a campfire. So that was their Grand Canyon experience.
Wow, that is great. So have you attended other book festivals?
Yes, actually in 2024, I was fortunate enough to be able to attend the Tucson Festival of Books, which was incredible. It's huge. And I was part of that. And then in April of this year, I was a guest reader during the Children's Hour for the Northern Arizona Book Festival in Flagstaff.
Oh, wow.
I really enjoyed those experiences, being, able to share my books with families and book lovers all over the state.
Wow. So what has been your favorite part of attending the book festival so far? What's your favorite thing?
Just, having people come up and talk to you and ask you questions about your book. How did you get started? A lot of students and kids will come and ask me, how did you write that? Or, and I even have repeat customers now that will hunt me out when I have stuff on social media. They will find out where I'm going to be selling my books, and they will come buy my next book, because Nacho and Lola is a series, so that I have a lot of kids that will want to get the next book in the series. So I really enjoy that when they, kind of seek out the books.
Yeah, it makes me think of, and it reminds me in my childhood, of Clifford, Big Red Dog.
Yeah.
And I just remember, the next book, or Berenstain Bears also. Love those.
Yep.
They were so good. Now, illustration. looking at the books, the covers look great. I'd imagine inside all the illustrations, you know, are the same. How did you find an illustrator?
Well, actually, my books, I got published by a local publishing company out of Gilbert, Arizona, called Raleigh Publishing. It's female-owned and kind of exciting. And they decided to take me on as a client, and they published my book. So they found my illustrator for me. I was part of the process because they were let me look through a portfolio of illustrators that they have, and I kind of went through all the portfolios and saw what my vision would be. And I was lucky enough to find Emily Brunner, her name is, and she is in Los Angeles, and she's extremely talented. And if you see the books, if you get a chance to look inside the books, they're so detailed. There's so many fun, cute details in the book that her and I discussed. So everything you see in the book are my ideas. We'd go over it together. We'd have a meeting or two and talk about what I would see for that page. And she would literally hit it out of the park. So what you see in those pages is virtually what I see in my head when I'm thinking about what the book should be. And then she goes into full-on detail and adds all the extra special things. So it's really fun to see the pages come to life. When I get that first copy in my hand, it's amazing.
Gotcha. I was wondering because they're not just like any dogs, but they're your pups. they're your dogs. So yeah.
She knocked it out of the park, getting not only what they look like, but also kind of like their character, their characteristics, their traits and their personalities. She was able to kind of put that into her illustrations too. So you can kind of tell by my writing, but then by looking at the picture of what each dog's personality was like. And that's truly how they were. So that, to me, it's really touching. Other people wouldn't know that's how my dogs were. But now they do when they read the book. So.
There you go. So Randee, your illustrations, your covers, I bet, did you do those?
Yeah, I make everything myself.
You do, because you're an artist as well, or a painter.
Yeah.
You draw, and so what, I guess, came first, or I guess drawing. So did you start drawing at a very young age?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that definitely came first.
And I guess, was it easy to come up with or develop the covers, or was it a little harder for you? How was that process?
I originally knew I kind of wanted like the wolf outline with like some kind of like forest scene in it, and back then I wasn't really doing a lot of landscapes at all.
Okay.
And so I went to Fiverr, I commissioned somebody else to do it, and it was good, I really liked it, but it wasn't like cover worthy, I didn't think. Like, I'm still gonna use it someday, but not for this. So it was kind of one of those things where it was like, maybe I'll just give it a shot. And then it kind of was like, oh, well, I'll just put little Easter eggs in it and like make it my own, and then each one has its own little special thing, but it's all essentially the same landscape photo. It just changes for each book.
Gotcha, and I didn't even notice that. I wasn't looking closely enough to see the outline of the wolf.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So the books, there's 3 of them, In the Moonlight, In the Shadows, In the Ashes. Tell us a little bit about the books.
So it's young adult, modern Greek mythology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's, I wanted to be as genuine to like the old myths as I possibly could, so I did a lot of research to do them honor. And I mean, like, there's so much. Like, I put little Easter eggs, like the reason why we wait to answer the phone after 3 rings type of things. Like, it all comes from Greek mythology, so I wanted to, make sure that I was telling the myths in a way that, like, people were learning something, but also, like, a way that they could have fun with it.
Gotcha. So why do we wait 3 rings?
It's like an old vampire myth. Basically, they would wait to answer the door until after the 3rd knock, because then the vampires would mimic family and like loved ones' voices. So after 3 knocks, they would kind of give up and walk away. So if they knocked again after that, it was actually your loved one.
Wow. That, I've never heard
Yeah.
that. And then it just carried over into
Like the
what,
phone call
the
thing.
phone calls and
Yeah.
stuff? Out of habit, just waiting 3 rings? That's pretty interesting. Yeah, Greek mythology, I know I loved Greek mythology as a child in school and studying Greek mythology. That's really cool. How long did you spend like researching for the books?
A very long time. I mean, I got my first Greek mythology book, I think I was in like 7th grade.
Uh-huh.
And I devoured that book.
Mhm.
But I mean, I have notebooks upon notebooks of just research for these things. And some of it didn't even make it in, but
Oh, but you have it.
yeah.
You just, as you said earlier in the program, released the 3rd book, In the Ashes, in June. That's when that came out. Do you have plans for another book in this series, or?
I think so. I definitely want to do some kind of special edition because my editor had me cut out like a lot from the first book, and I kind of want to put some of it back in and then add more, like do a second perspective. So I might have like a special edition come out soon. That's kind of all 3 books in one. But,
Is there a character, a main character that?
yeah, Rose is the main character.
Okay.
And funnily enough, she's part werewolf. And her werewolf form is actually based on my sister's dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
So she was a black chow, and every time I looked at her, I was like, she just like looks like a little wolf dog. So that kind of came from there.
That's funny. A little wolf dog. They do. They have big furry, all the furry faces, and that's funny. So Terrilyn, with your books, it sounds like, well, you have 5 books, you said, and are there more in the works?
For the Natural Lola series, there's 4 of those.
4, okay.
There's the Grand Canyon, and then there's the Traveling Tales of Natural Lola, Touring Tombstone, which just came out this past April. There's the Traveling Tales of Natural Lola, a Dia de los Muertos celebration, which takes place in Tucson. And then I have a special one coming out here in September, the last day of September, for the Christmas season. It's my Christmas book. It's the Traveling Tales of Natural Lola, The Spirit of Christmas. In that book, they take you on all the special holiday places that you think of in Arizona, like Zoo Life in Phoenix, Prescott, riding the train with Santa and Williams, and then they finish up at the Desert Botanical Gardens during the Luminaria and the Posada Festival.
Ooh.
And so those are my 4 for the Traveling Tales of Natural Lola. I do have some in the works, some other ones. I haven't talked to my publisher about the next ones yet, but yes, they're down on paper.
Yeah.
And then I have another book. It's called I Love America Because, and that is a standalone book. Actually, it was inspired by my students over all the years that I taught lessons on various patriotic lessons, and I would jot down things that kids would say to me. And it turned it into a book, and that was published back in 2024.
Wow, that sounds like that would be fun because kids, oh boy, they say some funny things.
They do.
And some
very sweet patriotic tender book, things that they would say to you, the reasons why they love America.
Yeah, and I was also thinking they also can, really bring a tear to your eye because they're just so genuine. And yeah, wow. So that would be fun. I imagine that you could probably write quite a few books based off of your teaching experiences.
Yeah, that's for sure.
No, that's great. So has there, and you said you're going to be talking to your publisher about a different book or different books. Did you, once you started writing the books, the Traveling Tales of Nacho and Lola, did it inspire, or did you get inspiration for other books or other characters while you were writing these?
While I was writing, I would just think of other places in Arizona that I thought I tried to make them educational and cultural and kind of geography based, so they're kind of learning a place in Arizona. In each of my books, I usually either have a plant or an animal that's characteristic of Arizona, like the Grand Canyon book. I talk about the floral cactus, so the kids can learn about that, and of course the Grand Canyon and all the great things you do there. The Dia de los Muertos book, I had a Gila monster in there, so the kids can learn about the Gila monster. And of course, then they learn about Dia de los Muertos. And then my Tombstone book, of course, that's, very historical. When you think about Tombstone, it's kind of a rough town. So to turn that into a children's book, I had to be very crafty to make those places child-friendly. But it actually turned out really cute and well done. The reenactment of the gunfight. So it's a reenactment, and kids learn about the word reenactment. And then we talk about a rattlesnake in there, so they learn about rattlesnakes. So I try each book to have, like I said, an animal or a plant, and then of course the place that we're going to. But yes, I've come up with other places in Arizona, a couple more that I kind of want to bring to life, put it on the page.
Yeah, there's no shortage of just beautiful places in Arizona, whether it's natural beauty or history.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got my mind going too. I'm like thinking of all the places that I enjoy visiting, like Jerome, and there's a lot of different places. No shortage of destinations for Nacho and Lola. Yeah. So, Randee, you said this is your first time at the Payson Book Festival, right?
No, it's my fourth time.
Fourth time.
Yeah.
So, what have you enjoyed the most about the Payson Book Festival so far?
First of all, like the volunteers are so helpful. I mean, last year, it just stands out to me, like they keep coming up to you, they make sure that everything's going good, have everything that you need. It's really nice to like feel like included that way, where like people are kind of like, it feels like you're important a little bit. No, but other than that, it was really cool to have like students at the high school now coming and finding me, and they're like, my teacher talked about you and said you wrote a book, and then I went to the library and checked it out, and here I am to buy the second one. And that's always my favorite stuff, is like seeing the high school kids come in that like went to the same school that I did.
Yeah. Oh, that is cool. And you have to feel like, or it has to feel good knowing that you're inspiring them.
Yeah.
Have you been to other book festivals at all?
No, I think I'm gonna start this year.
Uh-huh.
But I haven't gotten any.
Gotcha. Yeah, with the Tucson Book Festival, I know Terrilyn just mentioned it earlier in the program, and other authors have mentioned that book festival as well. And I think, it just sounds
It's
so
massive.
big. Massive, especially compared to, the Payson Book Festival, a decent size, over 80 authors. But the Tucson just sounds like huge.
I've seen pictures of it. It's definitely massive.
Wow, yeah, that'd be great to get out there. And so now with your third book, you kind of are thinking about that, saying, hey, you want to get out to some other book festivals?
Yeah, I know a lot of people, because I'm one of these people where it's like I don't really like to wait for books. So I'm one of those people that's like, I'll wait for the whole series to be out and then I'll buy a book. And I feel like there are probably like a lot of people out there kind of like with like the binge watching on like TV and stuff like that, where it's like now I have all three done. The entire series is basically complete. So I feel like people are more inclined to want to read it type of thing. So it's like I might as well start going out there and put myself out there with the book.
Nice. What would you say is like the biggest challenge, or that kind of, I don't know, getting out there to book festivals, or even writing the books? What has been like the biggest challenge for you so far as being an author? What would you say, like you just have to push yourself?
Yeah, it's very much one of those, like once you get in your head, it kind of like you get a lot of writer's block. It's like hard to like sometimes just sit in front of your computer and just write it all out. And then not have like the intrusive thoughts like, oh, my phone just went off, let me go like look at that. And it's all about not distracting yourself. So.
How do you, for longer periods of time, how do you do that? Because it's pretty hard with everything, in our lives going on, phones, everything, family.
I try to put music on that I've never heard before. So like stuff I don't know the words to, or like shows that like I've seen like 1 million times before. Like just something I can ignore background noise on, and then like it distracts from like the dog's barking or like the cat's like clawing on the furniture or something like that, like where it's like I have something that I can kind of listen to while on top of like my mind's just focused on this thing solely.
That's interesting. So just having complete silence actually isn't the best for you.
Not for me.
Because any little noise becomes a distraction. You start thinking, oh, what is that? What is that? Terrilyn, during your time writing your books, did you ever experience a time where it just, real bad writer's block, or it was just harder to stay focused?
No, because I was pretty excited to get my story down on paper. I think the hard thing with me for writing was, the editing process with the editor. Just because you have things you want in your book, and they're like, hey, we need to take that out. We can only have so many words, and they're like, no, I want that in there. So I think those kind of things are hard for somebody that's got some creative thoughts. And I really think that's important for the book. And I think Randee said that too. When your editor says, no, that's got to go, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's hard because that's kind of like your baby, So I think that part of the writing is hard.
Yeah, and I'd imagine, especially with your books, Terrilyn, where they are shorter, because they're children's books. So there can't be a lot of words on, all the pages, or on the pages. So, I could see that being a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My books are for ages 4 to 10. 4-year-olds really can't read them, but their parents can read them to them, of course. Because they are a little bit more in depth of, location-wise, and talking about, facts about the Grand Canyon, things like that. But when they're little, but there's a lot of things, a lot of detail in the illustrations, there's a lot of animals and plants for the kids to look at. So they're beautifully done. So that keeps little ones engaged.
There we go. Well, again, the Payson Book Festival, it's the 10th annual Payson Book Fest, and it is this Saturday, July 19th from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. There'll be 80 plus Arizona authors at the Matazelle Hotel and Casino in the ballroom. Admission is free. The website for more information about the Payson Book Festival is paysonbookfestival.org, and you can meet all of the authors on that page, read their bios. Also, there's a kind of a schedule of events. There'll be raffles throughout the day. When you go into the book festival, they'll give you a raffle ticket, and it's an opportunity to win books or a book from the authors that are in attendance. There's also a kids zone. So again, this is a great event for all ages. Bring all of the kiddos because in the kids zone, and that is put on by the Gila County Library District, they will be reading stories to children, doing arts and crafts, making book covers, just a lot of fun things for the kids. And then there are a lot of children book authors like Terrilyn at the Book Fest. So again, it's just a wonderful event for Payson, for the community, and a free event. So please take advantage, get out there, and meet all of the authors, including Terrilyn and Randee. Well, thank you both so much for coming on the program this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome, and thank you to everyone listening and watching this morning. Also, a big thank you to the Shed Kings, Curtis and Anthony, our Community Spotlight sponsors. And now it's time to get back to the music here on KRIM, but first a message from the Shed Kings, followed by an update from the National Weather Service, and then music from Paul McCartney, Hall & Oates, Rush, and more. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this morning. You guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and see you out at the Payson Book Festival this Saturday. The KRIM Community Spotlight program.
The Shed Kings, offering 2 convenient locations in Star Valley and Overgard, Arizona.
Hey there, I'm Curtis. And I'm Anthony. And we're the Shed Kings, home of the rent-to-own, no-credit check program.
We offer barns, sheds, garages, cabins, and steel buildings, all built to last. Proudly representing Graceland Portable Buildings, industry leaders for over 20 years. Need something larger? We also represent American Steel Buildings for unmatched durability and the best warranties in the business. Quality matters. If there was a better constructed building on the market, we would be selling it.
Shed Kings made it so easy, but quality's unbeatable. I loved it so much, I joined the team.
Enjoy enhanced floor and wall durability, optimized fasteners, and budget-friendly options. Choose from a wide variety of styles and colors to fit your needs. Graceland Portable Buildings has the highest customer quality ratings year after year.
So come see us in person and experience the Shed Kings difference, because we have the shed you've been looking for. If not, we can build it. Call or visit us to get started.